Hi everyone, my name is Moran. Welcome to my channel where I share my CrochetObjet knitting journey mostly, mixed with life stuff, my deep love for homemaking, sourdough, what I read, and basically everything that brings me joy. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook and on Etsy as CrochetObjet and on Ravelry as CrochetObjet Knitting. Today is Thursday, July 27, almost noontime. Pretty hot, still pretty hot here in Israel. We are in the middle of a heat wave. This week I tried a little bit of vlogging, so this is what you are going to be watching in the next portion of this episode. And after that I will meet you back here to share a few projects and to talk about what I'm wearing and what I just finished reading. So on Sunday mornings, after my morning routine, I come into my studio and spend some time here. Usually it's an admin day, so I do a lot of stuff on my computer. Today I plan to make sure that my birthday sale will be on. So I'll go into the Etsy system and update the pattern sale for my birthday. So I want to take care of this in advance. And after that I want to, and by the way, here is my Alice top. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, here is my Alice top. I've blocked it. I finished it yesterday on Saturday, and then I blocked it yesterday as well, and it's still wet. And on the other side of this table, I spread my coziest memory blanket, and I plan to, later today, I plan to come here and make some color planning and see what I have to work with, see my row 1 yarns, what I still have here, and what I want to get to add into my coziest memory blanket. So this will be getting some of my attention later today. So I finished with the admin work on my computer, and I updated my Etsy shop and answered a few emails. And now I can take a look at this coziest memory blanket. And actually what I did, I spread all the yarn that I had inside this project bag, and I spread it on the table, divided it to groups, I think more or less. These are hand-dyed yarn, leftovers sock hand-dyed yarns, and here I have Regia yarn, also sock yarns, and here are 2 greens. This is a Weta, and this is the Sandness Sunday yarn that I want to add more of it to the blanket. You can see them here. And this is the darker, the Aweta color. And I have the 2 packages that I received from Row 1 Yarns. This is the first package that I received, and this is the second delivery. And I think the second delivery was a little bit more successful in terms of colors that I am going to use for this project. And during the weekend, I added this color from my second package from row 1, and then I added this one and this one and this one, and I think next I'm going to add this cream color. I think it calls cream soda. It also was part of the second package, and maybe after that, if I think it's gonna look good, I'm going to add this yarn here, which I already used also here. So at this point, I think I have already 11 squares to this direction, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to this direction. I think at this point I prefer to work this way and not by rows, not to complete the first row. I think it gives me more like control, and I can think of the color composition and mainly on the color layout. So, but it might be that as I work I will decide to continue and to finish the first line and then the first row and then the second row. Not sure yet, but I'm not sure how big this blanket is going to be, but that's what I have for now, and this is how it looks. So yeah, later today I will give it some time and I will add more squares to my blanket. And I took my Alice top out because I think it will be faster, it will get dry faster out here. Now I think I have a few moments to sit here and add this cream soda color, and I will add it here. So let's move you to a spot where you can take a look and be closer. And here I keep my marker so I can have it close when I work and I don't have to go and grab it from another box. It's here. So yeah, I can grab it whenever I'm ready. So I can place it halfway through, when I'm halfway through the stitches. So yeah, I'll be sitting here knitting my cream soda square into my coziest memory blanket. Yeah, I think I'm halfway through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, and now I can place the marker and then I can knit the other half of the stitches. So yeah, this week was a mixture of all kind of things. On Sunday I was busy with some admin work. I was preparing my Etsy shop for the birthday sale. Thank you if you were purchasing any of my patterns during this 24 hours sale. On Monday I hosted the Monday group, but also we had quite a tough day here on Monday in Israel. But I gave it a lot of thinking, and I finally decided to leave this issue out of this channel, and I would like to keep my CrochetObjet knitting channel as a sweet place for me, as my happy place, and maybe kind of escapism for me. Yeah, on Tuesday I celebrated my birthday and I had a lovely day with my family, with my husband and with my kids. And then in the evening I had a lovely little birthday party with the Knit Night group, and they came here with a delicious cake and with the candles, and they entered the studio with a song for me, and I saw such a warmth in the eyes behind the candles that I felt so grateful and so lucky and very happy. So it was quite a special little birthday party. And yeah, we had a lovely knit night and with all the project and pretty project around the table, and so yeah, we had a lovely knit night this week. And yesterday on Wednesday we went to meet Uri, our second boy, which is 15 years old, in the university. He just finished kind of a summer camp in the university. He is part of a very special program here in Israel. I wrote to myself the name of this program. Yeah, it's a humanities science program, research program in Israel for kids like Uri. And we were invited in the last day of the camp for some presentation that the kids were preparing. So it was very, very interesting. This presentation took part in the humanities section in the library of this section in the university. It was a very interesting presentation, and the kids got Socrates paper, and they created like ideas for researches that will be relevant today based on Socrates paper, this paper that they read. So it was really, really interesting, and we felt very, very grateful for Uri to be part of this program. And now for 2 years he will be part of this program for the next 2 years, and in the next 2 years he will be writing a research in the humanities science field or whatever. I'm not sure how to say this. Yeah, it's humanities science. That's how we call it in Israel. So yeah, and on the way back from the university we had such a heavy traffic, but I managed to knit a little bit while we were standing in the line in this heavy traffic on our way back. Yeah, and I think now we can start talk about knitting. So first I want to share my finished object. So first let's talk about what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my Alice top. This is a pattern by Petite Knit. I finished knitting it on Saturday. I joined the back part to both the front parts, and then I weave in the ends, and then I blocked it, and it took quite a while till it was blocked because it's quite a thick fabric. I actually shared the yarns that I used. I made my Alice top holding 3 yarns together. I shared it in my previous episode, so if you want to know all the yarn and needles details, you can go back and watch the previous episode. Anyway, it was ready and I was wearing it for the first time on Monday, and the Monday club where they really, really loved it, and I really loved it. I loved the way it looked on me, and I really love also the shape and also the way it feels against the skin. And yeah, I knew from the first it's gonna be a staple in my wardrobe, and this is the 3rd time that I'm wearing my Alice top this week. So on Monday was the first day, and I wore it for the Monday club meeting, And yeah, and then I wear it also, I wore it for my birthday and today for this episode to share my finished object with you. And yeah, the only thing I changed in the pattern is on Monday when I wore it for the first time, I felt that the armhole is too open for me. So it reveals a little bit too much of this ski part of that I don't want to reveal. So I prefer to have it a little bit more covered. So what I did, I just took a crochet hook and made 2 rounds of slip stitch around the armholes. So the armholes are now a little bit more closed than what it is meant to be in the original pattern. And you can see I made the second slip stitch round, I made into back loop only of the stitches from the first round. And this is how it looks. And I really like it. It's a little bit like a cropped garment, and although it's made out of 3 yarns held together, I have to say it's still a summery garment for me. And this composition of cotton and linen and viscose is really a great knit for me, a great summer knit for me to use. It's a very easy knit, so if you think about making it, it's a very quick one and very easy to knit, and the pattern is easy to follow, and I'm very happy with it. And yeah, so this is the 3rd time that I wear it this week. So this is the first finished object that I wanted to share with you today, and this is what I'm wearing, the Alice top by Petite Knit. The next finished object is a pair of socks that I finished knitting yesterday when we came back from the university. Actually, this morning I finished the Kitchener stitch on one of the socks, and this is a pattern that I plan to release next autumn, and this is the first pair that I knitted from this pattern. This pattern is knitted from Aweta yarn, Aweta by Filcolana, and now 2 knitters on the Monday group, they knit a test knit for this pattern, so I decided to join them and knit my second pair. So the first pair that I knitted was the small size, and this pair, the second pair, I decided to knit the large size. So this pattern will include 2 sizes, but I also wanted to try to make a pair out of 1 ball of the Aweta wool by Filcolana, because in the original pair I used 1 ball and a little bit from the second ball. So I said, okay, I want to try to get a pair of socks from 1 ball of this wool. So I used the Filcolana, the Aweta wool by Filcolana, and this color is 978. So it's a 50-gram ball with 210 meters. This is an 80% superwash merino with 20% wool fingering weight, so it's a classic sock yarn. So what I did, I just made the leg part a little bit shorter, and for my size, I'm at 38, I got a pair out of 1 ball, and this is what I have left from this ball. So just a few grams left, and I have these. They are a little bit shorter than my original pair, but still with the same pattern. But you can see they are just a little shorter than the original patterns. So this is my second finished object, and yeah, I think I will block them maybe later today or maybe during the weekend. So yeah. Works in progress. I think the only work in progress that I will share today is my coziest memory blanket, which gets a lot of my attention. Still, I'm very magnetized to this project. I really enjoy knitting it. Again, all the details about needles and yarns and what I use are shared in the previous episode. Basically, it's a fingering weight project, sock yarn mostly. I use a lot of leftovers from sock yarns that I have here in my studio, and this project is very loved here in my studio. So a lot of the knitters that are coming here bring me all kind of leftovers from yarns and ask if this one can fit in, and when they bring something that looks good to me, I am very happy to use it. I'm using, I choose the colors that I put in this blanket. I'm not using the method when you just grab a color and enjoy knitting it. It's a very enjoyable way to make the coziest memory blanket, and a lot of knitters are working this way. Also a knitter from our Knit Night group. But I choose the colors, more or less choose the colors. So I'm not very, very picky, but I give the color layout a little thinking. So when I want to add a color, I will think about it before adding it. So this is where I am now. I have 12 squares in my first row, and this morning I just added this color, which is again another Arwetta sock yarn color. And I added a few of my row 1, the second package that I just received from my row 1 subscription. So I have quite a few of them added to this blanket. So this is the knitting part of today's episode. This morning I just finished reading my book. I shared it, I think, on the last 2 previous episodes. The book is called What the Day Owes the Night by an Algerian writer, Yasmina Khadra. This is his pen name. And I just finished it. I read quite a lot this week. I was pretty stick to this book. This morning I finished it and said goodbye to the main character, which was a little boy when I just started to read the book. And this morning he was already 80 years old. I finished it with tears. It was very exciting for me, the way the book was finished and the way he described, he went back in the years and he described what a mother is in one's life. So I'm still very excited about it. I'm very happy I read it. It wasn't a very easy read for me. Maybe I already shared it, but maybe because the roots of my father's family came from Algeria, and the book is mainly during the war days. I think it starts at 1930 and ends at the 1970s maybe, or 60s. Anyway, during the war in Algeria. So it was quite an exciting, moving kind of reading for me. Anyway, if you feel curious, I suggest that maybe you can read about it in Google, in the internet, and see if you like it or not. But I finished this book this morning. So I think this is it for today. We have tomorrow is Friday. I am going to have the Friday group here tomorrow, so maybe we can, I will share a little bit on Instagram stories as always, or maybe later in the week. So this will be in the morning hours, 10 to 12:30, and then we will meet friends for dinner in a restaurant, out in a restaurant here in Tel Aviv, to celebrate my birthday with friends. So Eyal will cook for the kids, and they will stay here for dinner without us. On Saturday we have also a family event, like with Eyal's family. So yeah, we have quite a busy weekend, but I hope to squish in some knitting and crochet time. Yeah, I hope you also have some nice plans for your weekend. I think this is it. Thank you so much for those of you who made it and purchased my patterns during the 24 hours birthday sale on my Etsy shop. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!